Dear friends, we just celebrated Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippurim, the holidays which are the beginning of the year, which are going to form our year and make it what it's going to be. On Rosh Hashanah, our sages teach us, Tiku b'chodesh shofar b'kesel yom chagenu, blow the shofar during the first day of the month, when the moon is nothing but a little dot, b'kesel yom chagenu, when the moon is hidden, in order to come to the day of our celebration, the day of our holiday. Indeed, the only holiday that's celebrated at the beginning of the month is Rosh Hashanah. All other holidays are celebrated on the 15th. We're going to be celebrating Sukkot very soon. What is the different state? What is the difference in the state of the moon in Rosh Hashanah and in Sukkot? In Rosh Hashanah, the moon is a dot. Sukkot, the moon is full. And that is the depth of what David HaMelech says. King David teaches us. Tiku b'chodesh shofar. When do you blow the shofar? When the moon is a dot. B'kesel yom chagenu. At the moment that the moon was hidden, this was all to bring about eventually Yom Chagenu, the day of our celebration, which is the day of Sukkot. What happens? We know that the month of Tishrei is a month in which we are getting all the blessings for the whole year. Literally speaking, this month is called the seventh month. The seventh in Hebrew is Shevi'i. The word Shevi'i in Hebrew, because the Shin can be read if the dot is on the right side, Shin. But if it's on the left side, then it's going to be read Sin. It could be from the word Savea, satiated. This is the month which is satiated with all the blessings for the whole year. So what happens? There are two parts in this month. The first part of this month, King Solomon teaches us in the Song of Songs, Semolo tachat leroshi, his left hand, which represents, according to Kabbalah and Chassidut, the aspect of judgments and severity, is under my head. Rosh Hashanah, it's under my head. Rosh Hashanah, the only holiday which is celebrated for 48 hours in Israel and outside of Israel. 48 in Hebrew has a numerical value of moach, which is the brain. Rosh Hashanah, the head of the year, is the brain of the year. 2 brains, 2 days. What happens is we start the holiday with the head, the microcosm of the whole body, the microcosm of the whole year. We're making this month is a month of makeover of the whole person. Now that we've spent Rosh Hashanah accepting the king, we come to Yom Kippur after 10 days, going to the 10 depths of the soul, till we reach the real source of the soul and the quintessence of the soul, the 5th level of the soul. On the 5th tefillah, the 5th prayer of Yom Kippur, the moment of Ne'ilah, we are cleansed. We dealt with the left side of the heart. The left side of the heart represents the evil inclination, the Yetzer Hara, the foolish part of the heart, like King Solomon says. We knocked and we said, we sinned, we accepted everything that happened. Not only that, we recognize that by this cleansing that we went through during Yom Kippur, we've cleansed the letters, because everything is made of letters. Our thoughts are made of letters. Our speech is made of letters. And these letters and these actions that we did inscribe in the atmosphere which is around us. As the great Rama of Pano explains in his book of Kabbalah called Asara Ma'amarot, the Alter Rebbe brings him down in chapter 27 in Igrot HaKodesh. And over there he says that according to the actions, the thought, speech, and actions of a person, there's something that's inscribed around him. Imagine we went through a washing machine during Yom Kippur, and I've heard from many, many people that this Yom Kippur was something exceptional. I can tell you in my community it was exceptional. Tremendous cleansing. We cleansed the left part of the heart. Now we're going to go into Sukkot. Now it's no longer the left side, the left arm of God, which is under our head. It says in the verse, Vimino tehabekeni, his right hand hugs me. Now it's the benevolence of Hashem. Just like this little dot, which was the moon at the beginning of the year, now has transformed to be a full moon on Wednesday night when we celebrate Sukkot. The efforts that we've made of doing teshuvah, coming back to Hashem, returning to God, right now are going to flourish. They're now going to shine for us. There's a tremendous affluence which comes down on the world on the holiday of Sukkot. And this affluence is tremendous. Imagine a bottle of an extraordinary wine. Great taste, great quality, very expensive wine, but you are not able to contain this wine. You only have a small vessel. The bigger the vessel, the more you're going to be able to enjoy it. You don't want it to spill all over. You want to be able to absorb this wine. The same thing with light. The light of Hashem, which went up during Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippurim, now is coming down to us. And therefore the mitzvah during the holiday of Sukkot is Basukot teshvu shiv'at yamim. Kol ha'ezrach b'Yisrael yeshvu basukot. You will settle down, literally speaking, in the sukkah. You will, for 7 days. What is this expression of teshvu? Settle down, sit down. Because what happens is when there's a tremendous light that is shining, if it's overwhelming and you don't have a vessel to actually absorb it, it's a nice light in the sky, but it's not something that is going to actually become a part of us. And therefore, during the 7 days of Sukkot, we're going to sit down in the Sukkah in order leishev basukah. We're going to bring down this light and actually absorb it, internalize it, eat in the Sukkah, talk in the Sukkah, make our homes into something secondary, and explore the beauty of simplicity. Simplicity outside the house, a cabana under the sky, surrounded by the clouds of glory of Hashem, which is the Sukkah. And the Sukkah is a very special place. Let me tell you that according to Kabbalah, it's very interesting. If you look at the word Sukkah, it starts with a Samech, which is 60, and finishes with a Hey, which is 5. 65 is the name of God, which we mentioned before the Amidah. Before the silent prayer, when we say, our master, open my lips, my master, open my lips so I can say your praise. That level is in Kabbalah called the level of Malchut. It's the level that has the dominion over time and space, over the limitations of this world. If you look at inside the word Sukkah, you have the letters Chaf, which is 20, and the letter Vav, which is 6. 26 is the name of Hashem, Yud, and Hey and Vav and Hey, which transcends time and space. And that's why in that name you have the word Haya, he was, he is, and he will be. Haya hoveh ve'yiyeh. Which means that on Sukkot, you actually bring the 2 dimensions of above time, above space, that transcends and is actually able to penetrate, permeate time. And this is what happens during Sukkot. Now, what happens? This is in a general level. There's another level that happens during Sukkot, where there's another dimension that happens during Sukkot, where you create a certain level of bonding and unity and oneness with the rest of the Jewish people. And you do this specifically, and you bring down the blessing specifically through the element of joy by creating a new atmosphere. We said that during Yom Kippur, we cleanse the space around us. How is space? What does space consist of? What does space consist of? It consists of the 4 directions, right? North, south, east, west, and up and down. What do? We take the lulav or lo lev, right? The lulav, which is the palm branch, we associate it with the arava, which is the willow, the adas, which is the myrtle, and the etrog, which is the citrus. We bring them together. These represent 4 types of Jews. The Jew that has because every one of them has an odor, doesn't have a taste. The one has a taste, no odor. The other one doesn't have a taste or odor. The other one has a taste and odor, which represent the Jew that studies Torah but doesn't observe it, one that observes but doesn't study, one that doesn't study, doesn't observe, and the one that observes and studies. And what happens is we bring them all together as one. If one is missing, we cannot fulfill the mitzvah. So it's not only a level of unity where we're all sitting in the same sukkah, in the same simple sukkah, but we are bringing the 4 species together. And what do? We shake them from the right side of the heart. We went from the left side to the right side of the heart. And now we create, so to say, a new atmosphere, an atmosphere of joy in all directions. To the right, to the left, to the front, to the back, up, down, to the back. And basically the whole is like a new atmosphere that you've created. This happens during Sukkot. And therefore, during Sukkot, we have the power to be able to draw down these blessings. And therefore, I very much encourage every single one of you, on the first night at least of Sukkot, the second night of Sukkot, to eat in a sukkah, to eat bread, make a bracha, make a leshev basukkah, make kiddush, spend as much time as you can in the sukkah, settle down in the sukkah, because you're drawing down all these blessings and you are actually internalizing the blessings. You're making sure that that big wire that happened is happening to your account, right? And then there's going to be a transformation of space where you now with joy, the mitzvah of Sukkot is to be joyful. V'samachta be'achagecha v'hayita ach sameach. V'hayita ach sameach, the letters of the word v'hayita, you will be. Ach, only joyful. Sameach spells out one of the names of God, which is called Chatach, which has to do with parnasa, with sustenance. Very interesting. Parnasa, sustenance. Who doesn't want to make money? Right? And we said before, Sukkah is the association of the name of God, which is Aleph Dalet Nun Yun, which is 65, which has to do with time, space, the material reality of this world, and at the same time, the name of God, Yud Ke Vav Ke 26, which transcends space and time, which is a source of affluence. 2665 comes out to 91. 91 is exactly the numerical value for Sukkah, and it's the numerical value for Poteach et Yadecha. Poteach et Yadecha, the first letters of Poteach et Yadecha, you open your hand and satiate each one according to the will. Meaning that God gives us parnasa. This is a special name for parnasa. So we see here that joy and sitting in the sukkah have to do with affluence. Taking all that affluence that came for Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippurim, bringing it, this is the time for joy. So I want to warn every single one of you. The holiday of Sukkot, because there is such an energy of joy and such an extraordinary energy of being able to transfer this affluence into something which is tangible and actual, the Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination, likes to get people upset and angry for the most trivial things. I want you to be very careful during the holiday of Sukkot and before that, not to get upset with your spouses, with your children, with your friends, and with your parents. Take everything cool. Just be joyful. The time of joy, this is the time to expand your vessel and absorb. I want to wish every single one of you Sukkot Sameach, Chag Sameach. It should be a holiday of such joy that the joy that we have permeates every fiber of our being and surrounds every single Jew from here all the way to Israel, to all the Chayalim, to all our soldiers. And may Hashem protect the people of Israel. And may we celebrate the ultimate joy, which is going to be that Hashem will rebuild His Sukkah, His temple in Jerusalem. Thank you so much for joining me on such short notice. God bless you. Shana Tova M'tuka, Chag Sameach.